Hi, my name is John Boyle, and I'm going to be talking about the biology of the common snook. I chose the common snook because I don't know a lot about fish in Florida and was really interested in learning more.
My name is Olavi Poyhonen, and I'll be presenting the snook distribution and habitat. And I chose this species because I grew up fishing for snook, and I find it a fascinating species.
And my name is Ashley Ohall. I wrote about recreational and commercial common snook fisheries from pages 10 to 17. I chose the common snook for this project because I grew up fishing them in the Tampa Bay and enjoyed learning more about their catch histories. Our presentation is in the structure of a fishing magazine.
So, in regards to the biology of the common snook is a moderately sized marine fish, but they can grow pretty big. The average full-grown adult is approximately 20 inches long, however, they can grow to be well over 40 inches long. In regards to weight, a full-grown adult is around 30 pounds, but they can grow much larger. A snook weighing over 50 pounds have been caught in the past. In fact, the common snook is the largest species of snook, being larger than all other members of its taxonomic family. Snook are primarily silver and gray, however, they do have a slight golden or even yellow tint to their body. Their fins are a pale yellow color, and they have a distinctive black lateral line running down their body. Speaking of their body, snooks have a slender body, which helps them swim through the water column. They have two separate angular dorsal fins. However, arguably the most distinctive feature of the snook is their sloping forehead and large protruding lower jaw. One of the most interesting things about the common snook's life history is that they are protandric hermaphrodites. This means they begin their lives as males, but if they grow enough, they will eventually physically transform into females, their sex cells changing and growing a different pair of gonads. This in turn means female common snooks tend to be older and larger than the males. In fact, a study conducted in the Atlantic Ocean showed that the oldest male sampled there was only 15 years old, while the oldest female sampled was 18 years old. Furthermore, some studies even suggest the common snook can reach an age of 20 years old. This picture to the left just shows snook schooling together, which is a very common behavior, both used for predator defense and for coordinating and hunting bait balls. Speaking about bait balls, common snook are very opportunistic predators, and they will try to eat anything they can get their mouths around. Young snook primarily feed on copepods and other microcrustaceans. However, as the fish get older and larger and they move out of their spawning nurseries, their diet will expand to include smaller fish, such as the bait ball, shrimps, and crabs. Still, common snook are not top of the food chain. They serve as prey to other marine predators, such as dolphins, larger fish, and even certain birds of prey, like the osprey.
Alright, and in regards to common snook distribution and habitat, major snook stocks are usually found in the Atlantic and Caribbean, with concentrations around Florida and the Gulf of Mexico, with major stocks occurring as well in the dry Tortugas and areas along the coast of Brazil. Being a very temperature sensitive fish, common snook tend to stand in tropical waters, sticking in between the 24 degrees Celsius water isotherms. All right, and on the graph here on the right, you can see the distribution is very skewed in that Caribbean and Atlantic region, where most of the larger stocks are located. As far as common snook habitat, snook are estuarine-dependent species, meaning juveniles, after being born in the ocean, will move back to their mangrove estuaries where they're sheltered from waves, and they have a lot of different bait, including mullet, crabs, pilchards, small crustaceans, and prey among that type. So snook being protandric hermaphrodites, they grow up, and after they're 32 inches, they usually become a spawning female, and these females in the summer months will move out along with mature males to patrol beaches and nearby reefs where they'll reproduce. And looking here too, dams and locks are another place where common snook usually hang out because they have prominent shadow lines in which these predators can hide in the shadows and wait for ambush prey. So as we can see here on the left side, the common snook, they develop in the mangroves, and in their more mature years, they'll move out to the reefs to reproduce. So I have an example of common snook habitat here. This is Indian River Lagoon and St. Lucie River. So you can see here on the right, the red arrows show the movement of the snook. Once they reach a more mature stage, they'll move out towards the beaches where they reproduce and spawn, stopping at these bridges to feed. So, and juvenile snook usually develop in areas of less salinity, so they'll move out to more salty marine waters.
Next, we're going to talk about the commercial and recreational fisheries of snook. So the common snook commercial fishery had a history of overfishing, seen in the high yields in the graph on the right of this page. The number of common snook caught per year had a dramatic decline in the 1950s due to low population levels until 1957, when commercial fishing of snook was banned altogether. The regulation prohibits the sale and purchase of common snook. In the bottom left, a purse seine is pictured. Prior to 1957 ban, these were the primary method of catching snook in the commercial fisheries. Next, we'll discuss the recreational catch history of snook. The recreational common snook fishery has seen many ups and downs in population size and therefore catch over the years. To prevent the overfishing seen in the commercial snook fishery, regulations were put into place. Regulations vary on the Atlantic and Gulf coasts of Florida, but slot limits, seasons, and bag limits are in place to prevent overfishing. Common snook have a catch and release mortality of about 2.13%. Precautions must be taken when releasing snook to prevent harm to the fish and to allow oxygen circulation to proceed. Snook fisheries in 2000 approximated $1.56 billion in revenue, leading to more regions encouraging the growth of snook fisheries. Finally, the recreational regulations discussed above include a slot limit of 28 to 32 inches in the Atlantic coast and 28 to 33 inches in the Gulf Coast, and a bag limit of 1 per person per day on both coasts. To fish for snook from shore, you must have a license purchased from License Florida. Finally, the common snook season on the Atlantic coast is closed from December 25th to January 31st, and again from June 1st to August 31st yearly. On the Gulf Coast, it is closed from December 1st to the end of February and from May 1st to August 31st yearly. During these time frames, snook that are caught must be released. Thank you for listening to our presentation. Our credits and sources are on the next page.